So we're going to get into the video in a few moments, but I wanted to mention this first. There seems to be an awful lot of people who have a distaste for YouTubers who have, how can I put this, a low subscriber count. And let's be fair, I am one of those people. I'm fully aware of this, but it's not that my videos are irrelevant. I don't think they're irrelevant to me, and that is why I will continue to make them, despite the fact that YouTube is demonetizing. They're going to be demonetizing every channel with less than 1,000 subscribers and less than 4,000 hours watch time, but I will continue to make videos because I enjoy doing it. So for today's video I am having a look at the Vickers MBT, or main battle tank. Now this thing has a battle rating of 7.0, the same as the Centurion Mark 10, and uses the same 105mm L7A1 Royal Ordnance main gun, and the same ammunition, Sabo and Hesh, which is all you get. Now I have been researching this tank for a while. I'm aware it's been in the game for a long time, and I'm kind of a little bit late to the party here. Well, there's no kind of about it. I am very late to the party here, but I kind of like this tank. It's different. It's a Centurion, not quite as fast, but just as mobile, but we'll get onto that in a minute, because mobility does not necessarily indicate speed, and less armor. Now, although it has less armor thickness-wise, the frontal plate is sloped at a higher angle, so effectively I'm not going to say you have the same armor, because that's just not true, but the armor is not useless. That was a decent shot, by the way. Yeah, I rather like this tank. It's, like I said, it's mobile but not fast. The whole rotation speed, or neutral steering as some may call it, is actually rather good, and the overall mobility is decent. It's not fast by any stretch of the imagination. It'll do about 11 kilometers per hour in reverse, 2 reverse gears, and between 25 and 30 kilometers an hour going forwards, depending on what sort of terrain you're driving over. The gun is lackluster, really. It can do the job, but Hesh is not what Hesh used to be, much like Heat, and Sabo is just APCR with a different name, as far as its actual mechanics and the way it works goes. I used the term yesterday with my M103 video about punching a hole in the side of a tank is much like doing it with a needle. You take out whatever hits, whatever the shell hits, and only damages or kills the crew member or a component that you hit with the shell. Sabo is much the same. It does tend to shrapnel a little bit more depending on where you hit, and much like with Heat FS, my whole argument with this is that you need to aim at the front of a tank where the armor is the thickest. Now, I have not had an excellent game in this vehicle, as you can clearly see. So, as a result, this is mainly going to be a collection of clips of how the vehicle can really be used, or how I think it should be used. Of course, feel free to disagree with me on this. It is a matter of opinion, after all, and what works best for you. What really makes this vehicle for me is the rate of fire. I can't recall off the top of my head what the rate of fire on the Centurion Mark 10's 105mm gun is, but on this thing, and on my crew loadout, it's 6 seconds. 6.7 is standard, but for me, I'm currently using a 6-second reload time. Now, I haven't trained the crew specifically on this tank, so I haven't got an expert crew or anything like that on this. I'm pretty sure the loader's reload skill is maxed, which is why it's 6.0 rather than 6.7 seconds, but the actual it could be faster, okay? So bear this in mind. You've got a 105mm gun firing either Sabo or Hesh, depending on what you're shooting at, every 6 seconds or less, if you're one of those people that's willing to dump a shitload of either Golden Eagles or time into gaining money to buy an expert crew. That's actually rather outstanding. Really, that's the only way I can think of putting that, is outstanding. The rate of fire is unbelievably good, but as with every other tank, rate of fire is subjective to the position that you manage to get the vehicle into. In this scenario I was able to take out 2 tanks, or at least destroy 1 tank and damage several others during the process, and that was because I have around, it's either 6 or 7 degrees, I can't remember off the top of my head, millimeters of gun depression, and the fast reload. I can crest a ridge, fire, roll back down the ridge to avoid return fire, go back up the ridge, fire, rinse and repeat, and basically chip away at the enemy tank's model. I don't want to say health, because tanks don't have a health bar, this isn't World of Tanks, thankfully. Chip away at the enemy vehicle's damage them over and over again until eventually I manage to take them out. This works perfectly fine when you fighting against 1 tank and you get the first shot off, because you can take out the gunner, you can set them on fire, you can take out their engine, their transmission, you can do damage on the first shot. If you're the one who gets shot at first and you're the one who gets penetrated first, this is kind of a different story. Of course, anything can happen. I mean, this is online multiplayer gaming. Miracles and horrible things happen every day. That's why we do what we do. But yeah, I probably won't be doing a review video on this tank for some time. It's not a vehicle that I'm that comfortable in using yet. I will perhaps do so in the future. Thank you for those of you who have subscribed since yesterday's video. I didn't realise the M103 was that popular, but anyway, thank you very much. Welcome to the channel, and I hope you enjoy the content from here on in. I just wanted to, you know, put that in there. Somebody was also kind enough to comment a vehicle they wanted to see me drive. In this case it was the Conqueror, so thank you very much for you. I'm terribly sorry, I've forgotten your name. Thank you very much for you for making the suggestion. As I said, I did reply to your comment on the video itself, but I'll say it again here. I am currently researching the Conqueror at the moment. I've heard good and bad things about it, but hopefully I will get around to researching it and earning the money to crew and buy it soon enough. And rest assured that once I have done that, I will be putting a video up of that vehicle on my channel. It may be a while, but hey, I'm a patient person, so long as you can be patient as well, then we'll eventually get a video out on it. As I said, I have heard some good and bad things about it. Some people have said it's incredibly buggy, other people have said it's very dependent on your skill as the driver, which doesn't really give me a lot of confidence, because I've never ever claimed to be the best person at playing War Thunder. That's a very, very stupid thing to say as far as I'm concerned. Nobody is the best at anything, period. There's always going to be somebody better than you, but then at the same time there are always going to be people who are not as good as you as well. So I think that'll just about do it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very brief look at the Vickers MBT. This was just a taster. There will be more footage of it up on the channel. If I eventually get a decent game in it, then obviously I'll use that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know what vehicles you'd like to see me drive down below. The Conqueror obviously has been suggested, but hey, put your idea in there. Maybe there'll be something that I do already have that I can make a video for you a lot sooner. So yeah, let me know. Cheers.